Welcome to the Dream Life is Real Life podcast with your host, Hanna Hermanson, bringing you real life stories of people who realized their dreams to educate and inspire you to create your legacy of abundance now.
Hey friends, welcome back. Hanna here, and today we are hanging out with Njeri Cooper. Njeri is a 24-year-old entrepreneur, and last year she dropped out of college because she couldn't afford it. Things were tough. She was broke. So Njeri decided that she would let herself be homeless again like she had been in the past. Her grind mode was activated, and she went on a journey for financial freedom. In 2017, Njeri started an agency and an entrepreneur society called Global Investment Society. And that S is a $, society. The message she ingrains for investing is, we must invest in our minds, our businesses, and our lifestyles in order to become fulfilled as people. Creating the society solved two problems: making money and having friends with businesses. Now she's written an ebook that teaches beginners how to invest in crypto without being scammed. She hosts a community of crypto savages, and she consults clients one-on-one with how to manage a portfolio. Njeri has free seminars for millennials that are just like she was, broke and hungry with no clue on how to achieve their goals. Njeri, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Hi, friends.
Yes. Hello, friends. I am super excited to dig a little bit more into what it is you're doing now. We actually met in real life, IRL, as I like to say. And ever since, I've been super inspired by really the expertise that you have gained in a pretty short amount of time when it comes to a lot of these new global investing strategies. So I'm excited today.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So I want to go back to your story a little bit. I don't know if you know, but I was actually a college advisor. And so this old piece of my heart broke a little bit when I read that you dropped out of college. But it seems like that was a proper decision for you. But can you take us back to that decision to leave school and get into that grind mode for yourself?
Well, actually, my decision to leave school and drop out was actually because of my college advisors. It's like the college advisor that I had kept giving me the runaround and had me taking classes that didn't count towards my degree. And he would even tell me to drop out and go to the military and why do you want to be an engineer and all that kind of stuff. It was almost like I had to jump through more hoops to get a degree than what I had to do to actually just get a job. So what I did was I started getting hired by these Fortune 500 companies, and I realized that, hey, I don't really need this degree. I can work on my business and just have this job because experience does matter more anyway. Yeah. So I left school. I got a really, really good job that paid, more money than a college kid makes or spends on college. And from there, I started building my business. I was like, hey, I can't be homeless like I used to be, before, sleeping out of my car and stuff while I was in college. So I was like, it's time to legitimately activate this grind mode and set a goal and head towards there. So it was more like do I choose my sanity or this piece of paper,
Yeah. Oh, I can resonate with so much of what you're saying. Just last night, I was in a Lyft, and this woman, as this comes up often in conversation, she asks, what do you do? How are you traveling so much? And I explained to her that I had my own business, and she's like, oh, did you go to school? She also thought that I was 12 years old for whatever reason. You were too young. You probably get this a lot too. You are too young. What? You have a business?
I get that a lot.
Yeah, she's like, and she said, did you go to school? And I was like, yes, and I'm not doing anything. I mean, yeah, I love college. I had a good college experience. Obviously, I stayed around and became an advisor, but I was just talking to her about how that wasn't at all what I needed to be successful or do what I'm doing now. And she didn't go to college, and she kind of had the same thing of like, I realized experience was what I needed and not debt.
Yeah.
And I think that's such, for, you know, my upbringing or the world I knew when I was 18, that was really radical thinking, because
It's true.
folks gave me this like prescribed route. So I
just want to add in that, like, for me, it did break my heart to like decide to do that, because I was an extreme academic. Like, I was in college for 5 years, like legitimately almost finished, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, but like you're doing all right. That just isn't you know, maybe breaking the heart allowed for some more space to be filled with, you know, really heartful things.
Yeah, I couldn't fathom that.
But I gotta ask, how did you get jobs with Fortune 500 companies before you did have that degree? How'd you work that?
Well, honestly, I would like to say it's because I didn't give a F. I don't know if I can curse on you, but I was like always like super nonchalant about like my skill set and different things like that, because I was so busy and tired all the time. I guess it came off as like, whoa, she must be really good at what she does. Because people will always message me on LinkedIn. For some reason, I guess there's a shortage of people of color, let alone women of color, that are in the IT or engineering field. So I would just always get messages from people like, hey, are you looking for a job? We're looking to hire blah, 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 because I fit their, you know, diversity quota. And I had that I was in school for engineering in my bio on LinkedIn, and I had a website and different things like that. So I was just always flooded with messages and job offers. And one time when I was actually taking a nap to wake up and go to work in between school, I answered a call from this lady, and I was like, who are you? She's like, hey, this is blah, blah, blah with blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. We're looking for someone with this skill set. I'm like, yeah, I could do that. I could do a lot of things. What do you need? And I got hired the next week, and I started the week after that. And I was just like, meh.
Wow.
About it all. Yeah, I was kind of sleep through it all, actually.
Well, and I have, pun intended, to kind of reverse engineer what you're doing here is, although it wasn't maybe like conscious or effortful, what you were really doing was like using your difference to make a difference, in that like you had this unique skill set, you were a young woman of color, and you put yourself out there, not so much with a strategy, but because like, yeah, like you said, I can do a lot of things. And I think that is something that people put effort into getting to, right? Like we start with the like, okay, I want to earn this much money and have a Fortune 500 job. Now, what do I need to do to set myself apart? Where you just started with like, I'm setting myself, like, I am who I am, and I'm going to own my skill set. So I think that's very unique.
But that's one of the things that like, I had to talk with a mentor about, actually my older cousin. I really always looked up to him growing up. And just hanging around him, like when I was 18, 19 years old, really helped me set myself apart from other people my age. I did things like made myself several personal websites over the years. I've always had things like a LinkedIn and a professional Twitter. I do have a Twitter account for fun, but like being able to differentiate that I have a professional life from, you know, silly old me at home when I'm not at work. So I was really able to personally brand myself as a IT major or an engineering major, a web developer, app developer, whatever it is that I was doing at that moment, very easily, because I knew that I had to, you know, set myself apart in that type of way. And it was fun to kind of be like two different people online. So actually that's what I had done, was created a personal brand that I didn't even know it.
Yes, that's what I was just going to kind of glean from what you said, is that personal branding piece that I think entrepreneurs can get behind, but you're also saying like engineers, Fortune 500 corporations, people who want a, you know, 9-to-5 job. Like we all need that personal brand. And now with online platforms, there's so many ways to do it. For you, you separated, you know, at home and work in Njeri. For me, I'm like, here's everything. And I think it really comes down to owning it, because so many different branding strategies work.
That's true. I think it works better if like you chill out and not stress about it.
Yeah. Awesome. So I want to shift gears a little bit and talk more about that niche that you found, because you aren't working for other people right now, from what I understand, but you are, running your own business. So how did that transition come from just taking calls and saying, yeah, I can do anything, what do you need, to positioning yourself as the business owner?
Okay, so the exact moment where my reality kind of shifted from, being this college kid that was on the verge of dropping out, that had, 4 part-time jobs. And I was kind of like CTO of other people's companies. I was building apps and stuff at the same time. My mindset shifted when I was reading this book, and I think I have it here or in the next room. It is called, I think it's Jeff Gitomer's Little Golden Book of Yes.
Okay, I haven't heard of this one.
Yeah, I saw it on the bookshelf when I was at the gym, which was a job that I had at the time. I would wake up at 4 a.m., go down to the gym, and open up, because people were coming in to be personally trained at 6. So I had to get everything all together. And I was just like always awake doing weird stuff. And the gym owner, he had this shelf of books. There was weird stuff like that, and The One Thing, and there was like a AA, Alcoholics Anonymous book, and just a lot of random stuff on there. And I saw this one, and I was like, "Hey man, can I read this?" He was like, "You could have it." I was like, "Okay." So I started reading that book, and it helped me change my attitude from I'm just this person in the background doing all the cool nerd stuff that no one ever gets to see, to I can actually accomplish my wildest dreams, my goals, and more, and I can actually help people because I say that I can. So it really helped me shift my mindset from maybe I could eventually one day do this thing to, yes, I am definitely doing it right now, and I'm going to make it happen, and this is how.
I love that. Just how subtle mindset shifts can radically change the trajectory of our lives and other people's lives as well.
That's true. It like really helped me stop thinking about myself in a particular way and really put things into perspective, because it made me say yes a lot more to myself.
Wow. Something I found related to exactly what you're saying is on my entrepreneurial journey, when I realized that it wasn't about me, like, yeah, setting goals is great and like doing what I love, but like, if I don't say yes to sharing what I know with other people, like I'm kind of doing a disservice to the people, right? Like, okay, you said just being in the background, doing the nerdy stuff. Like, what if I brought this to the forefront and I could impact more people and help lots of organizations instead of just one? Is that something you sensed as well?
Yeah, actually. Like, I realized that everything that I was doing, even on a technical sense, let me just highlight what I was doing in the tech world. After that, after leaving the gym, I was teaching classes to kids on how to make websites and apps. I realized that I didn't have to just be the teaching assistant, that I could open up my own shop, maybe do that digitally and teach people, everything else. And so it's like really helped me shift from being a small pawn to, like you said, being owner.
You can open up your own shop. Yes. I love that. Another, a book I wanted to talk to you about, it was kind of on my brain when I knew we were going to be chatting, is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Have you read that?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was one of my books that was like, whoa. And one of the things I remember so specifically was that our current education system teaches people how to be employees, how to show up, sit and be quiet, get a job. And we aren't trained to be owners of very much in our life. And that to me was like, yeah, no one told me I could be a business owner, but like, no one's saying I can't either.
Yeah, that's true. And it's wild because once you start getting influence like that, one of the things for me that was really weird was that the separation I unbeknownstly started making between myself and others. And it was like, this person is still afraid of, their skill set. They're still afraid of taking action. And then I would realize that, I just opened up this, and this because I was reading this book, and people my age aren't doing that. So it's like when I go out in social settings, what do I talk about now? When I filled my mind with this, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I love Robert Kiyosaki. I even have, I have that whole series on cassette tape. So like I was training myself while I was driving to places, going from places. And then I realized that like, I think a little bit different. So it started to feel different. I started to feel different from others, but not like everybody, more so like 21-year-olds,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel you. And I think something we've talked about before is the power of social media now, and that it is possible for you and I to connect from very different, parts of the world or upbringings, if you will. And like, here we are talking about radical stuff and helping other people get this in their brain. I think, kind of like the cassette tapes. My vision with this podcast is to give content to those mobile universities that people are building and feeling alone, but also realizing like you and I are just real people. Facebook is a real tool that you can use to keep aligning yourself and, like you said, filling your brain with these inspiring and big ways of thinking.
I feel like that's important. It's the most important thing that helped me not go insane. Like I said, I had to choose my sanity.
Yeah. Surround yourself with the people you want to be like. It sounds cliche. It's super necessary, though.
That's true.
All right. So I definitely want to get into a little bit of the work that you do in helping millennials learn about managing portfolios, investing, not getting scammed by crypto. So we only have, a few minutes today, but what advice would you give to a listener who is hearing this podcast? Like, yep, okay, I want my dream life to be my real life. I know I need to like read more and make different decisions in my life. Where should I start when I'm looking at like the money I have or the opportunities I have to invest? What do you give very, very beginner people as advice?
All right. So people that want to start investing, I want people to think about what's practical for them. Like for me, cryptocurrency was extremely practical because I just came from computer engineering, like the whole software, digital currency that people code up. It made sense to me to just buy some and figure it out on the way. But if you're looking to get into cryptocurrency, definitely stick with the basics. Get you some Bitcoin, some Ethereum. Don't try to get any random coin that you don't know if it's real or not, because people do make fake coins. So stick with the major coins if it's something that you want to do. Then from there, the price does change a lot. But if you could figure out how to trade it, learn how to day trade some crypto or long-term trade some of that cryptocurrency that you have. And also, like I said, make it practical for you. Like if cryptocurrency is just something that you're not going to understand, one of the things that I stepped back and did that I'm adding on to my business, and you guys you hear it first. Ooh. I'm adding real estate onto my investing portfolio. That's why I've been so quiet these past couple of months. It's because I've been gearing myself up. I hired a real estate coach and mentor, and we've been going through contracts, and I've been going to different meetings and really understanding what it's like to have a extremely diversified portfolio that's not even in the same realm. All right. Like I have gold coins, silver coins, all this physical stuff, investing in homes, investing in digital assets. I just do it one step at a time. You don't have to think of investing like, oh, I have to have a huge bag of money to bury with me when I die. Like it's just little.
Or I used to think like, okay, well, I have to save $1 million and then I'll go buy some property. And like, that's not how it works. You have to like, you have to, I can't think of the word, but kind of like grow money as you move towards those bigger goals, like kind of that trade that you've talked about. And Rich Dad really helps me with that philosophy of like, you don't have to have money to make money all the time.
That's true.
Or to invest.
You just got to go in order. I mean, like me, I'm starting with wholesaling in real estate. You don't have to have any money or any credit or anything to wholesale real estate. And that's why I like it, because all I have is cryptocurrency. I don't even have like US dollars. I spend Bitcoins. But with wholesaling, you can just kind of like flip homes with paper contracts, you know?
Yeah.
I'm not going to get too deep into it. But yeah, I have a real estate coach. I don't know if I could say his name on here. Can I do that?
Yeah, if he's great, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a real estate coach. His name is Rico Smith, and he's out of Memphis, Tennessee. He has this really cool course that I'm taking called Mad Paper Coaching. And they take you from knowing nothing about it to like understanding that, okay, here's the contracts that I need. Here are the people that I need to meet. Here's the data and the information that I need to send to the data sourcing company. Go have this meeting, close this deal, and I just made $5,000. Like, it's like plain and simple, just like that. So definitely, I think the website is Wholesaling Revolution. That's where I got my first start, was just meeting him.
Awesome. Yeah, isn't it amazing how, like you mentioned, one book or one person can give you that shortcut and help you take those step-by-step actions without, you know, waiting until you have $1 million or waiting until you're 30 or whatever those like benchmarks we put on ourselves, but just letting yourself be open to getting the support, the hand holding to help you start taking steps now.
Yeah.
Great.
That's it.
So much good stuff. I know lots of listeners will want to reach out to those resources, and we'll give you an opportunity to talk a little bit more about how they can really dig into the step-by-step for themselves. But I do want to turn to the phase of the show I like to call pop quiz. You did college for 5 years. I know you're going to do great. Just 3 last quick questions for you, okay?
All right.
So the first question is, what is something that listeners can do today to get closer to their dream life or maybe their dream investment portfolio?
All right. What people like, it was wild when I realized this. People need to actually write down and visualize, kind of like in a meditation like state, what exactly it is they want. What type of home do you want to walk into? What temperature is it? What type of ceiling fans do you have? Stuff like that. Get very specific about the goal that you have. Visualize it, touch it, feel it, dream it.
I love that. Huge proponent. It's amazing how quickly those visualizations come true and practiced consistently. A+. Question number 2, you mentioned a few resources today, but what is one resource you would love listeners to get their hands on? Maybe it's a book that changed your life or a course that you mentioned, but a tangible resource people should check out today.
All right, a tangible resource that really kickstarted me into the direction I wanted to go. If you're in the Memphis area, like Memphis, Tennessee, definitely go to a Memphis Entrepreneur Club meetup. They have I think it's once a month now, the beginning of the month. It used to be every week. I myself, I know that they have a online platform where you could go to memphisentrepreneur.club.com, become a member. I think they have some for less than $200 a membership, and I think it's a one-time membership. Don't shoot the messenger. I may be wrong on that part, but they do have it online. There's over 300 videos of courses that help you do things like web design, how to start a business, how do you start visualization, business plan. What do I do with my personal website? How do I become a digital agency? And you can fit that into anything you want to do, like t-shirt design, selling online courses, whatever it is. That's where I learned how to really set myself apart when it came to my personal brand.
Amazing. So some of those resources are online. So it's Memphis Entrepreneur Club. Is that right?
Yep. memphisentrepreneur.club.com or
Yeehaw.
memphisentrepreneur.club.
Y'all
I was
gotta
wrong.
go check it out. Okay.
It's actually memphisentrepreneur.club.
.club. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then my last question for you is, how can folks stay connected with you and learn more about your work?
All right. Well, I really did kind of downsize so I could revamp everything I was working on. So right now I have a Facebook page, and you can find me at facebook.com/Njeri.Cooper.
Perfect.
Or you can find me on Instagram at OGCoop Knows Crypto.
Great. Yeah. And I know you do have some, like the ebook and some other resources for folks that are starting out in crypto and other investments. So I will be sure that, that gets linked here.
Okay. Yeah. Well, actually, my course is on TV now. Yeah, it's on MSN.
What? Can we find information about that on your Facebook page?
Yes, actually. So I've partnered with the Who's This TV network, and they are distributing my course and other entrepreneur courses on a channel on MSN. So yeah, that's definitely linked to my Facebook page as well. You can find that by clicking around in my bio links.
Awesome. Well, it has been so good learning more about your story and getting a little bit of a taste of what we can start doing when it comes to investing in crypto and other financial portfolios. Today, any last sort of parting words of wisdom or advice for listeners today before we wrap up?
Yeah, I have this little bit of a silly saying that's kind of like something that I just throw out there. Is like, people should definitely stay hydrated and mind their business. Like, I don't mean that in a sly way, but like literally and metaphorically, if you're just hydrated enough, be it with water, or is your business hydrated? Is it well maintained? Does it have everything that it needs to survive? You know, are you minding that business? Are you growing it? You know, are you focusing? Stay hydrated, mind your business.
I love it. Such a good Coop-ism to wrap up today. All right. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us. We'll be back here next week with another inspiring guest and action steps to help you make your dream life your real life.
You've been learning how to make your dream life your real life with Hanna Hermanson. To get the resources mentioned on today's show and to listen to past episodes, visit www.dreamlifeisreallife.com.